Hi, this is video diary number 10, so this will be my very last one. I made it through, and I've kind of been struggling as to what to talk about in the very last one. And, I guess, I'll just talk about this entire experience. Like, when I was asked to do it, it didn't seem like it would be really that hard to do. And then I had to realize, like, a lot of the things that I talked about in these videos, I haven't really talked to anybody about them. So I would say a lot of the hard things for me to really talk about were, a lot of the things that I just had to go through, and the things that I go through on a daily basis. It really, I guess, opened up my eyes to how much really goes into living with Crohn's disease. And I know for me, a lot of times I don't think about everything that I have to do. And that was one of the hardest parts for me, is to really think, Jada, like, what do you do on a daily basis? What are you feeling? And I really had to just tap into that mindset again and just really be more aware of what it is that I'm doing. I mean, I know what I'm doing because I'm so used to it. It's pretty much a pattern. I don't really have to think about it so much. But when you're trying to describe it to someone, it does kind of make it hard. And it really, just getting my mind frame around it so that I could be able to retell it in a video, it really makes it a little hard to do that. And I think the one thing that I just really wasn't unsure about when, the video diary came along was really showing people, the things that I have to do for my ostomy, and letting people know that I had a radical vulvectomy. Because if you Google it, thankfully mine doesn't look like those things that are on Google, but it's really not a comfortable, easy surgery. And that is something that I rarely share with people, that, I had to happen. And I mean, I still struggle with a lot of my surgeries that I've had. I say struggle in the sense that there are scars that are left, and from one of the surgeries that I am still waiting for it to heal completely, which is one of the reasons why I get transferred to so many different specialists, is because of the fact that it hasn't healed completely. And that is a lot of the things that I go through for that. I don't talk about. I don't talk about with other people, even my friends. I may say a little bit here or there. I think the last time I really said something was when I went to plastic surgery, which was last year. And this is when they were talking about doing the proctectomy, which is removing the rectum portion that was still left in from my total colectomy. And I found out that even though I thought things were getting a little bit better from the surgery of where my vulvectomy was, plastic surgery was like, no, we're not going to touch anything down there. We're not going to do anything. You have just way, I guess you can say the pyoderma was just way too bad, and I felt at that time like, gosh, that was my last chance of being able to have someone fix the original surgery. And it really, sometimes when you get that bad news and you know that it was caused because of your Crohn's, but I also know it was caused because I was pregnant, and it really makes it really, that point really made me feel and really think about, you know, the sacrifice that I made to have a child. And I really had to ask myself, Jada, do you feel that it was worth it? And, you know, to me, I said yes. I mean, if that's what I had to give up in order to be able to bring a life into the world, I'm glad I didn't have to give up my life. So if I had to just give up an intimate part of me, then, well, that's just something I'm just going to have to deal with. And I mean, it does take time. It really, the healing process does take time, because, you know, I don't care how strong you are as a person. I don't care how many surgeries you've had. The psychological effect of the surgeries and finding someone who will accept you the way that you are, and who will not be afraid to walk with you in that life, like, sometimes it can really, really get overwhelming. And sometimes, especially with today's society, and, you know, just trying to find someone that you're compatible with, sometimes it can feel like you're never gonna find someone. You're like, you know, because I have all these scars and I've had all these surgeries, I'm never going to find somebody that's, you know, going to be able to handle what I have to go through. And it's not in the sense that I need them to take care of me, but really, you know, really it's more of a support system. Like, so, like somebody pretty much being my cheerleader, like, you can do it, you know. But the psychological effect, like, I do go to therapy. Probably should go more often, but I don't. I don't really like the ladies, so I need to get me a new therapist. But I kind of wish that I would have taken therapy a lot. I feel like I really wish I took it a lot more serious than what I did when I was younger, because I didn't. I didn't take it seriously at all. I felt like, you know, people were trying to say I was crazy and that I was just being over dramatic, and I didn't feel like that to me, that was the reason why I was there. And I didn't think that was fair. Like, I felt like other people should have been going to therapy and not me. Like, why do I have to be the one going to therapy? Like, there's nothing wrong with me. But I feel like when I was a kid and in therapy, I don't feel like, I guess to me it worked, because all we did was, well, how do you feel about this? Well, what made you feel when that happened? Well, feel this, feel that. And I'm just like, this, I don't told you several hundred times how it made me feel. You know, it didn't really give me the coping mechanisms. It didn't give me different ways of how to either react or how to calm myself down when I felt like I was getting, you know, I was having an anxiety attack, or when I felt like I was stressed out. Like, I didn't get that. So it really wasn't until I was an adult where I finally, you know, was seeing someone that really helped me with that. And, you know, when it comes to Crohn's disease, because I know, you know, some people, they get triggers from other ways, but I know one of my biggest main triggers is stress. And even though I may think that I have everything together mentally, my body will be on a whole nother page. Like, yeah, you probably got your mind right, but body is like, yeah, I'm going crazy over here. So I'll end up having a small minor flare, and you know, at that time I will take a step back and, you know, to really, really calm myself down, because I'll know the reason why. I'll know, you know, what's going on right now, because I can tell from my dreams or my thoughts at night. I'm a really, really big thinker. I overanalyze just about everything. So it's no secret, it's no mystery as to why I'm stressed out. But I will say a big part of just being able to cope with a lot of things that are going on, you know, therapy does help. But then sometimes I don't want to go because it makes me sad. It makes me remember everything that I have to do. And sometimes I don't want to think about that. Like, I don't want to think of it as a sad thing, as, gosh, why does my life have to be this way? It's not fair. And so sometimes I really don't, which is probably why I haven't went back to find me another one, because I felt like the lady was really just making me upset as to how my life is. Like, I know what I have to do on a daily basis. I know that sometimes when I get bad news from the doctor, I know that it makes me upset. I know that sometimes I feel like, you know what, I'm never going to get better, or every time I come here, there's always going to be a problem. I don't want to keep reliving that. Because I've relived it so many times. Like, I want to move forward and find ways to not think so negatively about my future. So, sometimes it really is about who your therapist is, and really what you all talk about, because obviously you have the choice of what to talk about. I just know for me, I'm tired of talking about what makes me upset, or I'm tired of talking about what I have to do every day. I know what I have to do. I do it every day. So, to be quite honest, it's Crohn's disease is something where, you're going to have those ups and downs. You're going to have those moments where you just don't know what's going on. You don't know if you're going to get better. You don't know when you're going to get better. You don't know if you're going to have to be going to yet another specialist. You just don't know. And for me, the way I have decided to live my life is that I'm going to live it as normally as possible. And if we get to a bump in the road, well, we're just going to have to jump over it and continue to move forward. Because the one thing I just will not allow Crohn's disease to do anymore is I will not allow it to stop me from what I'm doing or what goals I have. I won't allow it to do that anymore. So if I have to take several detours to get it done, then hey, that's just what I'll do. But if I have to have a surgery, well, fine. We're going to put it on pause for a quick little minute. Go ahead and have this surgery. Go ahead and recover. And then we're going to start it back again. So a lot of times I don't really think about, for example, the surgery I had to have last year. I didn't really think too much about it. They said I had to get it done, and they said, well, either I can get it done now or eventually I'm going to have to get it done regardless. So I said, well, if it's something that I have to do, just do it. Usually when they would tell me that I had to have surgery, I would fight it. I would sit up here and say, is there anything else y'all can do? Can we try this? Can we try that? And I'm to the point where, if it's going to extend my life to where I get more time with my kids and we get more time to do stuff together, cut it out. I don't need it. I'm not trying to save anything that doesn't work. I don't want it anymore. You say it ain't working. You say it's bad. You say it's not helping me. Snip, snip, snip. Bye-bye. I'll be in the hospital for a couple weeks. Sure. Go ahead and check me in so I can go and get out and finish what I need to do. I don't think about that stuff anymore. I don't take it so hard because I know the goal that I have. So if I got to be out laid up in the hospital bed for a couple of weeks, fine. We're just going to put whatever we have on pause and just get it taken care of and go ahead. So, and that's a lot of times that's what you have to do with Crohn's. You know, you just take it one day at a time. And a lot of my decisions, you know, they're bigger than me. They're not just about what Jada does. It's what's best for Jada and her kids. You know, if the surgery is what I need, well, then surgery is just what I'm going to have to do. There ain't no sit up here. There ain't no reason to cry about it. There ain't no reason to fight about it. Just go ahead and have it done and get it over with. This will be the end of my video diaries. Thank you all for listening, and definitely thank everybody for watching them on YouTube. Definitely thank you to the people who contacted me to do the research. It wasn't so bad. It wasn't so bad. It was good. You know, I definitely enjoyed being able to, you know, just talk about my life, because I really don't talk about it that much. But it was good, and hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and, well, I guess, great life.